welcome back, noble heroes. We return to our characters in the middle of a doomed field in Mythia. In the Doom Ridge, our characters are dealing with a wash of endless soldiers, ghostly figures, dragons, giants, and other dead creatures, roving out from a corrupted shrine that seeks to steal the souls of the living. Roland made a daring attempt to shatter the shrine that was not successful, and something slimy, a tentacle, grabbed his leg and drug him into the Shadow Realm.
Into the Shadow?
Wait, you didn't say that!
Surprise.
Crap
Neat.
on a cracker.
A shadowy tendril dragging him into the Shadow Realm makes me think it's just Shadow. Saving him.
Or, yeah, maybe.
Or something
but
worse.
Or the
I'm
thing
thinking,
that lives in
I
there.
think it's Zarkon.
We're in the Dune
Yeah.
Ridge, so it could be something worse.
They did
And-
come this direction.
Phalor, Isaac's loyal construct, has become not so loyal all of a sudden, as it is possessed by an angry soul, fused to its bones, and it has attempted to murder its previous controller, much to their ire. Juniper has a protective spell over them, as Isaac has cast Turn Undead several times to try to bust their way through towards the ghostly visage of the corrupted shrine, and even now Euphemia dives in, perhaps to save the day. June,
Please.
it is your turn. You stand amidst the fighting, quickly moving insectoid Phalor. And what is your action?
June is going to glance aside at his cheek and then look at Phalor. Grasp onto you so that you're included in the origin of her spell, and then she's going to do this number, and then from her hand it looks like a spear of light or darkness or whatever you want. Like, it's kind of both. Arcane energy, that's probably more effective. Slances down into the ground, and a thunder wave erupts out from her. It looks like bigger than it should be for a berry, clearly.
Let me Phalor back. So he makes the save
2 wish points.
for
to give him
disadvantage on the save.
disadvantage.
Got it. And what is the saving throw?
19.
First what? Dex?
Con.
Con. Okay. 17, you said?
19.
19.
18.
18.
I
All right, he has a
count.
+7 con, so he needs to
God.
roll
That's
an
why I
11 or
asked
below.
you.
Good job, bud.
I asked you!
This is my favorite session now. This is
Oh,
awesome.
God. Your construct is trying to kill us.
All right.
It really is.
He rolls a 3 and
Good.
is going to, as he lunges towards you with his sorry, he doesn't have daggers, he has his hands. He lunges towards you. He is blasted backwards by the force of the thunder wave that hits him,
11.
striking
Resistant
him
to
away.
Electric damage?
He is not.
Okay, that's another construct.
I did that.
Stop
Why would
giving
you
him
do
more
that?
I'm trying to make
things,
it better.
sir.
I'm trying to make it
Stop it.
better for him.
Okay. He takes 11 thunder damage, and he's pushed 10 feet away. She says to you, run.
All right.
Okay.
He is pushed away. Phalor flings away, and his bones kind of collapse together. And then his back is going to, spine is in a very awkward position. And then he's going to fold upwards.
I didn't expect to actually do damage. The most important part was just to get him away, so you could run.
His crumpled bones are going to kind of snake over one another, so that he is now standing upright in a very quick and disturbing way. You leap into the scene, and it's your turn, Jamie.
Okay.
What does
Greetings.
Yuffie do?
Yeah.
You can't see me. I'm in his hair.
Nope.
June
How
disappeared.
close is Phalor?
He is 5 feet.
So
No, you just entered the bubble, so he's 30 feet away.
So he's possessed by something, right?
So I will allow it to be 20 feet away because you're able to end your previous
Steal it
movement
out.
in their bubble.
That's the idea. She's gonna try to rip that thing out of him
All right.
using my inspiration.
Not that I don't want... No, shut up. Continue.
All right. He is.
I'm not saying anything.
That's so
So
smart.
inspiration on your attack roll or inspiration on his saving throw? Do you want your attack roll to have advantage or his saving throw to have disadvantage?
I think his saving throw to have disadvantage.
Okay, then go ahead and make the attack roll with Pearl's Lament
He's
attack
so
bonus.
freaking. Oh, so I don't get advantage with.
Correct.
Okay.
His AC really isn't that good. It's only 14.
With Pearl's Laments, right? It's
Yes, that attack bonus.
Okay. 20.
All right. As Phalor whips upwards, he is going to startle to sort of rear back as Euphemia's hand courses towards him and sort of in a pool of water, her hand is going to dip inside of the area where his rib cage is, sort of slipping through his ribs into sort of a ripple effect. And you feel all that Phalor is. And that ghost.
Pretty in there.
That
And
goes.
there goes.
So, of Phalor, you will feel only an endless wave of vengeance, a desire simply to kill Isaac.
Fair.
Fused into his very bones. You see vague
What
snippets
did you
of
do to this guy?
murder from his previous life. Phalor had the ability to kill somebody with a single touch when he was alive and teleport up to a mile at a time. He was one of the most deadly assassins on Mythia before Isaac killed him. You see his domination of vague snippets of domination of a bandit group, and then rape and pillage.
He deserved it.
Of the ghost, you see that this man is a serial killer whose vengeance-tinged desires fused well with Phalor's own. And he sought a greater form of undeath for himself, a physical body, as Phalor was left sort of floating in the sea of undead.
I guess my question would be, would I have to steal an aspect of the ghost, or is the ghost itself as a possessing entity something I can pull out?
You can pull out the whole ghost, or you could try to sever their connection. The ghost would be a wisdom save on his part, the connection would be a charisma save.
I don't know what his stats are.
Don't bother asking,
ghost?
he won't tell you.
Would this be Phalor making the save or the ghost making the save?
Phalor will make the save.
Okay.
You don't know which one's higher?
He's a revenant, which is an undead creature, so I think his charisma wouldn't be very good. Daniel's not letting me look at the stat sheet, so
All right, what was the charisma one? What?
To sever the connection between the ghost and the... you basically throw the ghost out of the body instead of taking the ghost altogether.
Just think of what you could do with that ghost.
No. Put it in something. But it's probably easier to sever the connection.
Just a wisdom or a charisma save?
Charisma.
Charisma? Okay. All right, he has disadvantage because you use your inspiration. Your DC is a 15.
Is it?
I think it's higher than that. At level 9, isn't it?
I don't know.
No, DC is a 15 for this ability
Gotcha.
because it can take anything.
Yeah.
It's literally instant death if you fail it.
Well, for 10 minutes.
Yeah, but you could just stab the body at that point.
Yeah, come on, that's what you do. You hold this in one hand.
All right. Your disadvantage.
Dun, dun, dun,
You are going to reach and you grasp. You are going to feel on to the connection. As you pull out, you don't have a jewel. You have a rope. A piece of coiled, glowing twine is in your hand. And as you pull it out, you are going to see that sort of spectral aura pull out with it. And you pull out what is a hangman's noose.
That's hard.
does it get instantly vaporized by the circle she has?
Oh, yeah!
It's
It's
not
only
gonna
been
touch
Yes,
anymore.
it is, yeah.
Oh,
So
sorry,
it is
guys.
going to
So
like...
it's just going to disintegrate in her hand?
I stole your ghost. I'm sorry.
You're going to see the noose part just sort of blows away like dust, and you're left with just a rope. Phalor is going to collapse into a pile of bones instantly.
And then
Okay.
another ghost swoops in and takes him out.
He can't. He can't.
Isaac,
Maybe we should. No, Cap, we can't take them with us because they're bad bones. You can't touch them, right?
Bad bones.
You
At
can't
that
touch the
at that
bones, right?
moment,
I
as
can
you have
touch
pulled
them.
that out, a gigantic foot is going to punt the bones into
God damn it.
the area. You hear,
closer to us.
"Die, skeleton!"
Oh.
From Orega, who has sort of lined up the punt and then roved in to kick Phalor.
Okay. He kicks Phalor. I'm assuming the bones just fly.
Fly into the horde,
Do
yeah.
they hurt
No.
him?
Oh.
No,
Why?
they just go
No,
away.
I thought. Oh, okay. I said. No,
But he
no,
kicks them
she's
like really far.
Okay.
I'm just gonna stop.
Euphemia's gonna look up at him.
Stop trying
He
to
was
hurt
on
people.
our side.
I'm gonna just stop.
All right. The giant's going to look down and say, "What?"
Isaac's just going to start running towards the spot.
So she's gonna
The immediate problem
start to
is
follow
solved.
them.
All right.
Keep up.
He says, "You there, cleric! Get me close! I can hit it!" He says, and you look up at a hammer that has bronze metal bars that have sort of fused back together a broken head.
Oh, we made it back. Okay, that's
You
I was
will
worried
note
about that.
June is in your hair at this point. She's hiding.
Okay.
Yeah.
Isaac's going to keep running, but he's just going to shout, "Stay close," as he takes off.
All right. You're going to see there is a jangling thunderbolt that literally looks like a piece of lightning had just been captured. It sort of vaguely glitches a little bit in his pocket, and it's sort of half hanging out, like his right side pants pocket. And it almost looks like a very large keychain.
It looks like something that would be so fun to steal.
I
Are
know.
you thinking about robbing the giant?
Oh,
I mean,
God.
you
I mean,
know,
he
of
did
course
try
you
to
are.
rob us, but still.
Not right now.
good.
Not right now.
You are.
No. Yeah. But I'm not going to.
Roland,
Imagine how much
Yes.
money that's worth.
you feel
See, no wonder he
a
tried to rob us.
slimy, cold something grip your leg, and you are pulled somehow through the ground. As you are pulled, and you're immediately going to see the goat eyes of Zarakhan.
No.
The black entity has dragged you into the area, and a second tentacle is going to try to grip your other side to
Is
rip
this
you
the
in
thing that
half.
Corrupted the shrine.
Yeah, no, you don't think so.
What? I'm blanking on Zarakhan.
It was the
Zarkon.
big shadow thing that was the pet of Pit.
When we were hanging out in the Shadow Realm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one that
The Zarakhan
Zarfin.
was fighting.
Good God. Why do we.
Be quiet. All right,
Wait a
he rolls an
minute.
attack roll
Name
against you, and you
Yeah,
are
him.
all of a sudden alone.
Me? Oh.
So it has
Oh.
disadvantage to attack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, hang on a second, what?
Oh, yeah.
You know what? I'm okay with the other taking over right now. Go for it. Go for it.
Okay, unfortunately,
Go for it,
it
convert.
rolled really well. You don't have your shield with you, so 21 the AC, does that hit?
I bet it does, but I still have extra hit points from the whole ordeal with the No, it doesn't hit. Because I've got a 23 AC right now. With
But you don't have your shield.
No, the shield's only 1 hit point.
No, the
I
shield
see.
provides +3 bonus, because it's a plus one
It says
shield,
while
isn't it?
holding a shield, you have +1 bonus to AC.
But a shield provides a +2.
Oh, okay. Well,
naturally.
then that takes me down. Then I guess I have a 21 AC right now. So it's
21,
on.
so 21 hits.
Okay.
So Zarakhan is going to wrap the other tendril around you so that your legs are held by one and your arms by another,
Cool.
and is going to try to
Pull me apart.
bite
Oh,
you.
cool.
All right, so you are grappled by Zarakhan, and that's where your turn comes in. Go ahead. You are possessed by the other suddenly, who is going to say immediately, "Stay out of my way." Do you comply?
Yeah.
Okay. Right, you do indeed.
So he doesn't have one of my arms then?
Wait, what?
No,
He's holding both
it
my
has
arms?
both your arms. Yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea what.
Very different ideas, my friend.
No
There.
Right.
idea what to even do
I
then.
thought he was holding both legs, and Rowan was dangling upside down.
Well, I mean,
all
is
right,
there really an upside down?
the other
He's gonna rip me in half.
is going to roll a strength check versus Zarkon with advantage.
So do you want me to roll that?
Yes, please.
Cool. 24.
Okay. So, with fated might, the other is going to sort of bend in the core.
Did my weapon come with me?
Yes, it has. It is in your hand, but it's almost impossible to use it at the moment.
I was just wondering if I was unarmed completely.
So, here's what's going to happen. You did not beat Zarkon.
What?
He rolled a 19,
I rolled a 19. That's awesome.
but he has an enormous bonus
Yeah, I'm
against
sure
you
he
because
does.
he is a huge creature.
I'm sure he does, but that's awful.
So as you pull against it, the slime covering his tentacle is going to allow the other to get one arm free. But the process of bending your core like that is going to fracture 2 of your ribs.
I had a feeling I was going to be very hurt after all of this anyway.
You're already very hurt
So how-
after
how-
all of
what-
the
yeah,
during
So
all of this.
here's what's up.
They're just gonna
The
raise me.
other is going to get an attack
That's what I
roll
was thinking too.
against
when he said it.
Zarkon to grab one of his teeth as it brings it in for the bite. Whoever rolls the higher attack roll, their attack goes off first.
I
Do I
believe
get to
in
roll
you.
with advantage or
You do get to roll with advantage.
You can do it.
Good roll.
Was one of those a 1?
22?
Do I use my attack bonus?
Yes.
30.
Oh, thank God.
Okay, so the other is going to reach into the mouth, slicing the hell out of your hand, grab one of the sharpened teeth at the roots, rip it out of his jaw, and jam it into his goat eye.
That and your goat eye and smoke.
The creature's tentacles are going to lash around his face. It screams, and suddenly Shadow is there,
Yay!
grasping
girl.
you from the tendrils of
My
Zarakhan
girl.
and pulling you away. Just as you look back in the direction, now that you are in control again, you're going to see Zarakhan withdrawing. The creature seems to, you can't see very far in the Shadow Realm as is, so you're just going to see its tentacles kind of into the darkness, and it's gone.
There are no spirits and ghosts here?
No.
Dang! Wish we just come this way. This would have been a brilliant way.
I'll just pull everyone down into the shadow.
Shadow Realm. Yeah.
Well, then again, everybody would start being corrupted really quick, so probably not a great idea. But, we could get there real fast.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Phalor has been punted. You guys, using your magic, your shield blocking the ghosts from hitting you, you are going to see a vague outline, which you believe might be Red's body in the midst of the ghosts as you near the statue.
Wait, I don't believe it's Red's body. I don't know Red exists yet.
Well, you're looking at him, so you do.
But I can't actually see him. Does that count?
I think we're close
His fate
enough we
doesn't
can see him.
require you to see him, only to look at him.
Oh.
Okay, cool.
So if you see Red in a mirror, you know Red is there.
Walk around with a mirror right here so you can always see behind you, too, when he's in the group.
What about a photo?
A photo?
Or I guess there's no
Painting?
photos in this. Like a painting.
That's not him.
Painting doesn't count.
No.
You would just be like, "Is that guy?"
Yeah.
The painting of
He's
a
hot.
cloaked figure.
Well,
So as you near, Orega is going to say, "Who are you all?"
I'm hiding. You two talk.
Isaac, he's still running. He's not in great shape on top of being undead. So he's kind of short of breath, and he's like, I'm friends with Roland.
Worst mount ever.
Do you know who that is?
No.
Roland the hero. From Garen?
He shrugs.
It's far enough.
Whatever. We're on the same side. Just stay close to me.
You're so used to being able to use that line.
Euphemia is gonna turn and look at him and say, "We're saving the fucking world."
He goes, okay. He sort of gives you a thumbs up. He, as soon as your orb breaks onto the well, the opened mouth of the shrine, he is going to take like several steps forward and raise up his hammer. And as he does, you're going to see giant bars of bronze previously hidden inside the giant mushrooms that attacked you all warp out of the realm and slam onto his hammerhead, making this like gigantic super hammerhead with bronze on it. And he's going to like and bash down on it.
Doing that behind his back, you two will see June pop out of your hair and become her human self and runs up.
All right, he's going to slam his hammer onto the well mouth, and you see like blocking the exit of the ghosts for a moment.
Start fracturing?
You're going to see the ground around it like begin to vein with huge earthquake-like fractures as he hits it. And you step forward nimbly, and you have a chance to touch it if you would like to.
She does. And I will use wish points to stop it. Or can I reverse the corruption with this? Or just destroy it?
You,
Because I'd like to free the souls if I could.
So destroying it will free the souls.
Okay.
They will head to Zosar.
Mm-hmm.
You may roll a religion check on the attempt. If you roll above a 20, you are able to save the corrupted shrine rather than just destroy it. But if you fail that check, you must destroy it instead.
Can I aid her?
Huh?
Can I aid? Or is this all her?
You don't know what she's doing. If you knew what she was doing, you could aid, but you don't.
Sorry.
That's fine.
I didn't feel like there was really that much time to give you a detailed description. Even though I could make commentary on your creatures.
Talk on the shoulder. Be a little angel on the
It is.
shoulder.
I'll use my inspiration.
All right. Good luck.
You know I was missing some dice here. There we go. Oh, wait, no, it is. Okay. For some reason, I was thinking I had a +1. I have a +5. We're good. I go over 20.
Sick.
23, to be specific.
As you reach out and the power of wish pours forth from your hands, lacing through the statue's magical and mind, magical powers and its own sort of semi-sentient mind, you are going to have the whole of its power held in the palm of your hand for a moment. And if you turn your hand over, it'll fall into oblivion. But it's trying very hard to escape. As it leaps out of your gigantic powered fingers, you're going to snatch it out of the air and hold it upright into the sunlight. And as it does, you're going to see its bricks begin to shift one by one, rebuilding itself back together. The power of wish courses through it, and something strange happens. You feel something instinctual, something that you've never felt before in your whole life. Something like you. Something nearby. A power calling to you with wish itself. Perhaps 10 miles to the south.
Yeah. She's not gonna lose concentration on what she's doing, but the moment she does, she finishes, she turns.
All right. Now, there is a small chance for something to happen here, but it's a chaos check. So here we go. Do you have a chaos of 2? 2 or less.
Is it bad that I kind of want it to
I
happen?
want
Yes.
it to happen. I want to know
Okay.
what this is so bad.
I
Sometimes when things go wrong, I guess.
did it happen? Frightened, but I want to know.
Hang on, reading my notes.
Did you really roll it?
What'd you roll?
Oh God.
Right. The power of the shrine lays on a ley line. You're changing the nature of the power that surges through this shrine is going to ricochet up that ley line back in the direction you came. As it does, you all are going to see the sky crack. A giant white line, like a fracture in glass, is going to run down the whole of the horizon behind you and seems to break into 1,000 tiny pieces. And then you're going to witness a sound like an enormous glass structure falling apart. And suddenly, as those pieces fracture away from the greater whole, they become invisible entirely. And you can no longer see anything wrong with the horizon in front of you. What has occurred is something altogether unlikely and perhaps impossible, but it can only be determined what has occurred with a DC 25 intelligence check or a DC 25 wisdom check.
Oh, I could make that.
I can make it on a crit.
I'm going to use my inspiration.
Damn it! I already used mine.
Jennifer, gain a hero point.
Can I use my hero point to roll?
You want to use the hero point
You said-
immediately?
I kind of do, honestly.
You said 25 wisdom?
All right, well, let's see if he succeeds.
Okay.
Let's see if he succeeds.
No.
Okay.
Big no.
Do you want to instantaneously use the hero point to determine what has happened?
Is this your only hero point?
Okay, I've seen the sky crack once in my whole life. I have. It was in
Trying
the
to-
backstory. I can't remember exactly what happened yet, but it's in
Trying
the
to
notes.
Think about that. What happened there? Was that during the 13 days?
No,
Okay.
it was before.
Was that in the first war?
I believe so. I don't remember exactly. It's in my notes somewhere, but it takes some time.
Okay, I remember now. I remember what happened. Yeah. That would be a good reason to do that if you're concerned about that.
That's
That was
why.
when Garen was attacked.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Yeah, that's why. I'm going to do it.
Okay. You, as you watch, what you believe, theoretically, that you are seeing, obviously you can't be 100% sure, but you are, by what you have witnessed, you are fairly positive that this is the case. You believe that the fated land itself broke apart into tiny little pieces. With power surge that went back up through the ley line, fate itself, the piece of time, the time vortex that you walked through, has broken into little pieces and is now flying invisibly about the Doom Ridge.
Oh, like the where you age differently here?
Yes,
So you mean
She
there's
might have
just
disrupted
pieces
that?
flying around
correct.
that you could accidentally
Step into
into
and
and
just get 10 years older or something?
yes.
And then just
Holy
walk out
shit.
and it changes again?
unless it follows you around or you get stuck in it. And then...
You are in unknown territory. You could permanently
That's-
age. You could age
that's-
instantly into dust. You could become a baby. You don't know.
Could those pieces fall,
They
drift
could
outside?
fly
They
outside.
could drift outside
of,
the Doom
yes,
Ridge,
they
too.
could go anywhere in the whole
Oh
world.
shit, that's so fucked up. Good job, bud.
In my defense, the likelihood of that happening
you were
was
doing something
fucking
good.
infinitesimal.
So
It's
you're
the
going to lose
realization
2
of this-
chaos immediately and then gain 4.
Is the realization
So
of
we'll
this
just put that for.
on your face, or are you keeping your emotions hidden?
She looks like she got hit in the back of the head with a board.
Okay.
Did the sky
Yeah, no,
just
you-
shatter?
The thing is, you saw the calculations, the wheels all spun, and then the oh shit look on her face. But I fixed the shrine, right?
Yes, correct. You did fix the shrine.
Isaac's like
You
staring at
fixed
you,
it.
and then he's just going to slowly turn and look back at the party to make sure they're okay. Are they okay?
Have the ghosty things gone bye-bye?
You're going to see the ghost wave just sort of passes on without any feed to keep it going. And suddenly this volcanic eruption of souls just bursts towards the sky. Maybe 3 seconds long of this cylindrical force that blasts up like a volcano and then seems to feed into the clouds and suddenly ends. You vaguely see a black shape high in the sky. You believe you're looking at the Grim Reaper, come to claim the souls that Zosar wants.
Like all of us, or
Just you.
The soul fate.
just me?
You don't know that.
He just means the
Do I
souls
still
that got free.
sense the wish connection anywhere?
Yes, you still do. Like a ley line drawn from you to whatever it is.
The look of horror was there for a second, and then she immediately turns in the direction that she felt it in. Where is it leading?
South.
You said 10
Vaguely
miles.
in the direction you were going, but not quite.
But you said only about 10 miles?
Correct. Roland. Shadow is going to turn towards you and then sort of swivels her head around and then nods upwards, asking if you should emerge from the Shadow Realm.
He nods and he is so shot.
The last ghosts you're going to see disappear are what appear to be 4 ghostly soldiers standing poster and sentinel around Red. And as soon as they disappear, he seems to be leaning on one of them. He's going to fall, thudding to the ground hard.
Femia would approach him to see how he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
As you rush off in that direction, we did it! The giant turns around and is going to he doesn't quite know what to do with you, because he clearly wants to bump you with his chest or his fist or something, but
Maybe kill
he
you.
would kill you. So he just kind of yeah!
Isaac's gonna give him a thumbs up and pull back his cowl and then say, "From up there, can you tell me where that skeleton landed?"
He's going to look around, and then he points, and there is Phalor just standing totally all together, without the cloak or anything, just standing alone, like a slip of night in the middle of the day.
Isaac wills for him to start moving towards us, does he?
He's going to take a lumbering step towards you all, and then suddenly gains back his dexterous gait.
Okay. Isaac's going to take off his own cloak and put it around Phalor when Phalor gets back, because he doesn't like Phalor being naked, for lack of a better word. So, then
Roland.
he'll start rejoining the group.
You emerge somewhere out in the field, about 50 feet away from the rest of the party. You and Shadow come up, and Shadow's going to kind of swish her head around real quick to make sure that Zarakon is seemingly gone. She doesn't see him. And you know that he can't come out in sunlight.
He's gonna sit down and give her a pat and then just kind of lay down.
You rush up and see Red groaning on the ground. He goes, "Hey, pretty lady.
Oh, not that one again, she says.
I used that one before."
You've probably used it a lot. How you doing?
Been better. You mind? He reaches out for some aid in getting up.
She offers assistance.
All right, you grab his arm and sort of pull your whole
It's
body weight against
Gonna be
it.
awkward.
And he gets him enough to get him upright on his butt, and then he's gonna sort of roll onto a crouch. He goes, "Oh, I'm getting too old for this," and then he's gonna stand up. Did we win? He says, looking around.
I think we might have won and also broken something in the sky.
He's gonna turn towards you with a what? When you hear, "Yeah, Captain!" As Johnny is sort of jumping and giving a fist
yeah.
pump to the air. Hero rushes up and is going to slug Isaac in like the hip with a great big hug.
Oh, okay.
He goes,
I thought
"You
was
did it!"
back.
Don't you?
Yeah. Oh, Hero, I'm glad you're safe. Is everyone over there okay?
We're all fine, Zarafen says as he comes forward.
Where's Walks and Rose?
I hear, he says, as he sort of like trundles out of the grass nearby. He says, "I watched Skybreak? That you?" He's like accusingly looking towards Euphemia.
Yuffie broke the sky.
Yeah,
it was
Yuffie,
all
did you do
Yuffie's
that?
fault.
It's her.
First, do you know that?
No, she's just going to point the finger at her and say it was her.
All right, Walks is going to turn and sort of stamp his foot and go, "Mama, what you do?"
June actually hasn't noticed them come up. June is staring to the south and strongly debating just going.
Okay.
Does hearing Walks talk shake that determination at all?
Well, no, actually, she didn't hear him.
You all right there, soldier? Zarafen says as he comes up towards Roland.
I feel like shit.
He's going to kneel down and use his own ability to heal you. Can you roll his healing for Roland, please? And his card, Zarafen?
Oh, I thought you were talking about Walks, and I got real confused. I was
Roll
like,
Walks, yeah.
Walks is a heal?
Is it paladin
Awesome!
All of a sudden.
There is his heal.
What did happen there? Dom says.
Give me a second to answer you guys in just a second. Oh, it doesn't need a roll. It just happens. It's 20 health.
He's going to touch you,
Does that
and
heal my ribs up?
what?
Does that heal my ribs up?
It does mend broken bones. It's one of his special attributes. So it does fix your ribs, but you are sore.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm going to be full health. I'm going to be sore for days after what the other did to him today.
For sure.
Yeah, how's your arm feel after shattering a stone hammer with a spear tip?
Real bad.
Yeah.
Real bad.
All
Also,
right.
just the muscle that it would take is for him.
He like
both of you.
tears
Yeah,
apart.
both of you.
I don't. I used my. Or no, I didn't use my inspiration earlier. No, I did.
You did.
You have one right here.
You totally did.
Oh well, then I still got it. I had one written down, I think, from when we didn't have a wooden token.
Gotcha.
But yeah, just the act of exerting that much strength against a monster like that would destroy him, put him in bed for a day.
From using that potion.
That's when we brought cards.
Oh, yeah.
Because I started with an
Oh,
inspiration and I
Chili's
used
laying in
that.
shadow
So do
the
I
rest
get
of the
another one?
day.
What was that?
So I don't give inspiration for the action that you used inspiration on.
Okay, fair.
And you used like inspiration immediately before.
That's fair. Totally fair.
Otherwise, you could constantly be like refarming them, which
Mhm.
I
Which
kind
is
of
a
want you to
great
do
idea.
other actions.
June is staring avidly towards the south. She closes her eyes, bites her lip, and shakes her head, and turns back to the group, looking like she suddenly realized everybody was around her.
You see Zarafen is sort of helping Roland over towards the group, shadow
Thank you.
adjacent to him. What happened? He says, and even he looks confused. We won! The giant says. Well, everyone.
Hey, he's laying on shadow at this point. He points
Are
up
you
to him.
Orega?
He's going to, like, when he sees Roland coming towards him, he's going to kind of, like, flinch away from
Yeah,
him.
he literally is just laying on the dragon, and he says, "Hey," and points up at him.
He goes, you're
Sorry,
going to attack me again?
sorry about that. And then he just kind of closes his eyes.
I don't understand. What happened?
Isaac's gonna like lean in and then hear that Roland's sleeping and be like, he can't control himself sometimes, you know how it is. You have to forgive him.
He's gonna kind of like, okay, yeah.
He's
He
yeah,
goes-
that's fair, I guess.
I was drunk as well, he says.
You are Orega, aren't you?
You know me?
I recognize you, yes.
Yes, I am Orega, he says.
I apologize. It took me a while to place you. You look a little different than last I saw you.
I don't believe I've ever met you before.
It's been a long time.
Your kind doesn't tend to live that long.
I don't think we actually spoke at that point. I saw you from afar.
He's going to look up at the Sky Range Mountains. Must have been pretty far.
She goes, in a way, yes.
Well, I'm going to guess that you're not actually a hag.
No. Actually, June is trying to look not horribly offended right now, and only sort of pulling it off. June has a bit of a bias against hags, so not that any of you know that, but yes.
Well, there's a lot of you for me to make introductions for. I am called Orega. I'm from Valtimere, up high in the Sky Range, if you all know what that is. You have only heard of Valtimere, at least except for Jennifer, in stories. The legendary hidden kingdom of giants. It is said to be on one of the top peaks of the Sky Range. He goes, and you're, not a devil.
I just
Not
took that
laughing.
one.
He sort of nods. That's sort of confusing to the uninitiated.
How much time have you spent outside of the Sky Range?
None.
I see. And so what is someone of your status doing wandering around drunk in the Dune Ridge?
Good question.
Well, I guess you all are some manner of heroic people, he says.
We are.
So I guess that if anybody should know the news to spread it to protect your people, it should probably be you then. A new king has taken over Valtimere.
When
About a month ago.
June looks heartily disturbed at not knowing this information yet, and doesn't like that.
Oops.
A star fell from the sky, landed in the middle of Valtimere. It gave visions to this king.
Yeah, June just freezes and goes, crap.
Visions of a bloody conquest of the landfolk down below. His ravings seemed prophetic. He convinced all of the bloodthirsty giants to join him in a great crusade across the land, destroying the villages that were ancestral homes of giants. Even now, they come down the other side of the Sky Range in great numbers to wipe out the whole area that the elves claimed.
So,
Did they take the star bit with them?
Yes, it's been forged into a helmet of sorts.
Forged. Excellent.
oh, I just got what the start piece is.
Yeah, no. Got that one right from the get-go.
Mm.
You said they went towards the forests.
They'll clear the valley lands first, he says.
When did they leave?
They had to kick me out before they could go. I've been out for less than a week now.
Well, it would seem that we're going to need to go visit these, usurpers. Would you like to join us?
He's going to kind of look around, and you see an initial, doubt in his face, like the idea of you all fighting a bunch of giants seems almost ludicrous. And then he's going to kind of like land his eyes on Roland, and he's going to kind of like, he kind of gives this like, eh. He goes, first, do you have any food?
Oh, boy.
Yes.
The thing that started this all.
We can accommodate.
He goes,
I can at least.
well then, why don't I form a fire here, and I can tell you the tale. He's going to pull out that thunderbolt, and he holds it up, and just a lightning bolt just right in front of him. And he's going to kind of gather the grass together around the flame that starts, and it just starts this roaring inferno. The dead grass burns easily and quickly, and then he's going to like grab on one of the mushrooms like a log, bring it over, and like hurl it into the fire. So this massive bonfire is in front of you all. He says, you all are going to want to stay by the fire anyway. Night's about on us. And the shades come out after dark.
I suppose introductions will be in order then.
Well, you seem to know who I am, so perhaps you could tell me how much you've heard of me,
She will say,
and maybe what you are called.
she smiles. My name is Juniper, and I'm a godmother.
And you're an angel, he says. How could you tell? Zarfan says, kind of giving him a cheeky smile. He goes, because you lost about 4 feet. So, what about, you say it was a tiefling? Is that what you're called?
Yes, I am. You continue to venture outside the dune ridge, you'll see even more like me.
He looks like he's not necessarily sure that's a good thing.
They don't all look like him.
Most of them look a lot better.
You know, alive. She winks at you.
I'm but a humble cleric.
He says, it's not your appearance that's startling, only your nature.
Can giants, see nature and intention or something?
No, he's just saying that you're not evil.
Oh.
Like, you appear as a devil, but you are clearly
I got
not what he expects from a devil.
So that was not a diss.
Isaac will go, well, we all may have good intentions, but we can't all look heroic.
What made you get such hideous creatures? He says, pointing at your very dead boar beetles.
They seemed like they could stand up to the journey. This is a dangerous area.
Practically
I guess
speaking,
they are
they're quite
tough.
helpful. And they have such shiny armor. She actually likes the armor.
In my opinion, they're hideous creatures. Disgusting bottom feeders, he says. They eat slop and manure.
He's got strong opinions. Also means that they're very easy to feed.
Well, they led me to believe that you all were bandits and wizards, crooks.
And we were led to believe that you were a robber. I think that was accurate.
He's gonna kind of like, that was the drink talking. I got myself built up into a frenzy there.
It happens to the best of us, I'm sure.
I have a tendency to get a little wild. Helped me in my youth, but nowadays it's a great hindrance, he says. I'm sure your kind know something of that, he says, pointing at Yuffie.
Our kind, she says.
Oh, the very little folk. He kind of makes this gesture with his fingers.
Vivian is actually her right side.
The face is
No.
not amused.
He goes, well, your kind are the only among these that I've met in person.
You mean halflings?
Yeah, the fair folk.
Slightly more ameliorated in terms of her opinions towards him.
They call the halflings the fair folk?
Yeah, I always thought of elves as that.
Interesting.
He goes, a great fated climber once made his way up into my kingdom with a crew of men. They sat with us for a great feast. Could hardly eat the size of our great boar.
Can't even imagine how large that boar must be.
He's gonna, gesture with his hands. Sort of, 20 feet long.
My name is Euphemia Carr. I had a pirate crew.
Well met, Euphemia Carr. I wasn't wrong about you being a pirate, though.
Oh, no.
He says, do you fly the skies or the seas?
The seas.
He's going to give you kind of okay.
Who flies the skies?
I've seen an airship fly through the skies above my mountains.
Interesting. Tell me, that lightning thing you had, do you make more of them?
He's going to, sort of protectively put his hand over it like you would a gun. He goes, these are given to the highest in our society. These are the bolts of lightning forged by our great smiths. The lightning that can be controlled is only got in Valtamir. That's why we settled on those peaks and made deals with the lightning elementals there.
So, the giants that we're about to maybe tussle with have those?
Only 2 of them would have them, he says. Our great shaman, the only woman with any sense among them left, and the false king. Although I'm beginning to doubt his falseness even now.
This star you speak of is not a star at all, yet part of the Dragon of Fate's crown. We're seeking it.
Yanjasi's crown? But that would mean that Yanjasi is without it.
That is correct.
Is this what you meant when you said you were out to save the world?
We are on a quest to fix fate.
You? Well, seems perhaps fate has led me here. If you are so powerful as to be ordained for this task, perhaps you might help me retake that piece of crown.
We will be retaking it, but yes, we will happily help you to retake yours.
He says, you'll need a giant smith in order to take the piece from the helmet that has been forged into.
Or simply give it to the dragon.
He says, I suppose if you can carry a crown of such size.
That would be cumbersome.
But not impossible?
No.
Either way,
Very little is impossible. Improbable, yes. Impossible, not so much.
a war band of 25 giants would pose a threat even in the most lethal of forces.
That is true.
Isaac's going to ask, this great shaman you spoke of,
That's right.
you said she had some sense in her. Do you think she could be convinced to join our side?
She is very old. She has lived for 100 years longer than even I. And I'm getting into my age now.
Why'd you look at me?
Oh, I wasn't looking at you. I was actually looking at him.
Okay.
I just looked at him, and then I realized you were looking at me, so I looked at
Ancient beings!
You're old AF, though.
He says, she is a shaman of our tribe. She casts the bones to see the potential futures, guides the king. She does have power, but it is social power.
I see.
It is respect of the tribe.
Is there anyone else you think you could bring to our side?
Less than 2 weeks ago, I would have said yes, many. But no longer. I fear that the rage of battle has taken them, and they've lost their senses, even as I just did. They are poisoned on a well of ideas that giants have lost their homelands to small folk in the ages since. This usurper has promised them to regain those lands at the cost of great bodies and blood. His crown, the helmet that he has forged, gives him sweet nothings to share with them. False ideas that they bite onto as fish would bite a hook. They are lost in their ideas.
I fear it will only continue to get worse the longer they are in contact with it.
Where do you head then?
First, we have business in the Doom Ridge. There. I need an out-of-game question. What exactly do we remember? Because I know out-of-game stuff, and I need to not go with that for the description.
You're headed down to the...
Do we know there's a temple, or no?
You do. Yeah, you were told that there
okay.
was.
Sorry, it's been a long
temple
time.
with a panel in it.
Okay, she goes, we're looking for a temple. There apparently is guardian technology around there, and we are seeking it.
Well, I might deign to help you in favor for the eventual battle, but I do not think you have the food to feed me. I must head north in search of it.
I love how everybody immediately looks at June. Okay. I would have a bunch of weird travel rations, but I don't know if it's enough to feed a giant.
Yeah, almost surely not.
I mean, I could magically do it.
With what? You don't have Heroes Feast.
I don't know. I don't know which spells I have that are unlimited.
Don't you have open your beetle box and just have a pantry of unlimited?
Yes, but it's usually sweets.
Okay.
And I don't think he wants to live off of, chocolates, biscuits, and cookies.
We don't want to see him hyped up on sugar.
I mean,
I was searching the fallen pantries of these castles and fortresses that are nearby, but I could only find scraps available, and everything here is dead or poisonous. So I thought to rob some people and get enough coin to buy some food from a nearby village. I have this, he says. He's going to just pull off this 800-pound sack of coins and riches and just sort of drop it down. He goes, these were from the people that I encountered before you.
she just blinks at him.
I'm sure that they were less noble than you are.
Of course. I'm sure it will be enough to purchase something, but where is the nearest village from here? It's not anywhere close, is it?
He has to go through the Goriel.
Where?
He has to go through the pass.
Gotcha. Oh, speaking of that, okay. Shit. Thank you. Forgot about that. Continue.
He says, I thought I could feed myself on the giant spiders that live in the pass until I reached the more fertile lands of the north. And then I've heard that there's large cities of people.
There are, yes. There are villages on the other side of the pass. She pauses briefly as she says that, and she goes, actually, out of game, how far is it from here now? How long would it take to get there since we left it?
Well, it took you 3 days to get through the pass,
Yeah.
but he's got a lot bigger stride than
Well,
you guys do.
Yes, but to get to the pass from here.
Oh, 7 hours. Took you 7 hours to get through the fated land.
She looks around and says, I think it might behoove us to go back and have a look at the pass. I believe that the spectacular celestial show that we witnessed had something to do with it.
What do you mean?
I believe that the fated land shattered. And that the fate of that land is currently drifting in
Heaven's
pieces.
light, Zarfin says.
Do you
Johnny and Orega just kind of what?
Do you mean the place that ages us broke and is now drifting? around?
Yes, that is what I
Invisibly.
believe. I do not have any proof of this yet, but what I could deduce was that information. I'm pretty sure that was when you saw the look of, oh God, on her face.
Would it not be more prudent to move away from that?
While prudent, we would gain nothing from information.
So?
I forget not everyone values it as much as I.
Zarafen says, he is not completely wrong. If what you say is true, then the farther we get away from it, the less likely we are to encounter the phenomena.
Assuming I'm correct.
Assuming you're correct. But the only way to know would be to walk through one. And if they're floating out invisibly, the speed and velocity with which they shattered could determine where they're located now. But there will definitely be more near the epicenter, as slower ones move away.
June looks like she really wants to go find out, but she realizes that this would probably kill most of you guys, so...
Zarafen's going to kind of lean in and say, also the only way we're going to be able to tell is to risk somebody besides you.
That's fair.
Alright, as you all sit around the bonfire with the giant Orega, determining his tale of woe, finding a missing crown shard, headed down the opposite side of the sky range, and thinking about the catastrophe that lay behind you. We will go ahead and end the session there, Noble Heroes, for the time being. And we would like to ask you to please like and subscribe if you guys would. We really appreciate it. And remember, do try this at home. Thank you.